So I'm taking a walk, praying about what should be next in ministry. Where is the Lord leading? Maybe it's something I do more often than I should, or maybe I don't do it enough. It's one of those questions in life. So here I am walking, trying to recover from the eye issues I have after surgery and injections, all that fun stuff. So not sure how much longer I'm able to make videos, but I've decided that the Lord's directing me to really focus on making YouTube videos, and specifically videos of substance. Now, maybe shorter videos, that'd be pretty neat. Shorter videos would be easier to produce, not as much editing required. So I'm going to keep praying about it and see where the Lord leads. Meanwhile, just really enjoying a beautiful day here in Magdalena, New Mexico. Of course, I was going to walk up to the St. John the Baptist Catholic Church, which is always an ironic name. But I saw a wolf back up ahead and decided to carefully and not hurriedly turn around and maybe just record this as I walk back home, and then maybe drive up to the church up there to record some more, where I'm more certain, and have the safety of a car, more certain not to be attacked by a wolf. I mean, maybe it was just a large dog and I'm overreacting, but I'm a paranoid person at heart. I trust in the Lord for my safety and everything, but don't want to be tempting the Lord either. All right, keep walking. Should probably get to the point where I don't have as much breath to talk, because they say that's healthier. Again, it's a beautiful day in Magdalena. Well, actually, now I'm at Kelly. I'm up at the St. John the Baptist Catholic Church up in Kelly, New Mexico. Nobody's worshipped here regularly for probably over 100 years. But it is a good reminder of how things can change. In fact, the settlement here at Kelly, the Kelly mine settlement, was quite large. In fact, larger than Magdalena back in its day. So but now there's nothing here. There's some foundations. I mean, the view is great, but beyond that, there's nothing here. And that's a reminder. After getting home from walking, my wife was kind enough to make me some turkey bacon and a couple of eggs, and just straight up protein. And it was good, but then of course she had a tortilla because she can have carbohydrates. But me struggling with diabetes, trying to keep the glucose under control, trying to keep things as healthy as I can get it so that the eyesight doesn't get much worse. Yeah, it's a bit of a challenge. Seem to have a bird issue. But it's a reminder, at least to me, that there is a connection between what's physical and what's spiritual. That we need the meat of God's word. And that's the change that I feel led to make on this YouTube channel. I want to use it to support what I'm teaching at church and to supplement what I'm teaching at church. Because let's face it, I cannot fit that much doctrine or that much teaching in an hour on Sundays and maybe an hour on Wednesdays. I mean, 2 hours a week out of all the hours that we live life. It's really just insufficient. And so what I feel led to do is get to some doctrinal issues. I have a lot of people that are coming to church, and I know that worldwide there is a hunger for the truth and for sound doctrine. And I also know that there is an effort underway to meet that hunger with junk food that Satan and the enemy in general, as well as the flesh, let's face it, our own desires get in our way. There is this attempt that is being quite successful to fill that void that should be filled by God and His truth and sound doctrine and real worship, that these things are being met with junk food, false doctrine, things that seem religious, things that seem spiritual, but they aren't grounded in the truth of Jesus Christ and His Word. And so I'm reminded that, as I'm having to have a strict physical diet, it's important to have a more strict spiritual diet. So the things that I'm watching, reading, the things that I consume, I need to have some entertainment. Let's just be blunt. I like my murder mysteries. There's some that my wife says, no, we're not watching that. That's a bridge too far. But I still like a good mystery. I still like to laugh and have some entertainment. That's okay, right? I think it is. But how much real meat, real substance am I consuming? And so what I would like to do in my reset for this channel is to focus on the things that, I don't just enjoy, but that I think the Lord is leading for me to say these things are important. These things matter. So, I want to try to lay out some doctrinal stuff, which, let's face it, is not the most exciting stuff to make. It's not going to get lots of clicks. I may review some Christian movies from time to time just to generate a few clicks, but really most of that is just distractions. And so, a lot of times we don't go over the basics enough. We don't say, who is the Lord? What does the Trinity mean? What about original sin? What about salvation? What do we actually believe? What matters? And so these are the things that I've been trying to tackle at church, but I'd also like to tackle on this channel. So I'm going to start making more videos that maybe run into the 5 to almost 10-minute range. But I'm also going to do from time to time, I believe, if I can figure it all out, which is questionable at best, I want to do maybe some live feeds. Used to in our churches, we'd have a Sunday evening service. So maybe tackling some issues and maybe have you join me if you're interested, doing some live stuff. I still want to do historical things, tackle some of the saints of the past, the things that people have done that have come before us, and just share their stories of faith. I'd like to do some of that as well. So we'll see how I'm able to keep up with these things, what I'm able to do. It's really up to the Lord and, my energy levels and all the rest, but we'll see where we go from here. So that's what I wanted to do, is hit the reset button, come back to the basics on a lot of things, and see where we go. All right. Well, God bless you. Be sure to subscribe, because that's, what I'm supposed to ask you to do. Be sure to hit the thumbs up if you like the video. All right. Talk to you later.